Hi there, Leslie with Moxxi Coffee. Today we are going to speak with Tequila Coleman. She is a three-time best-selling author. She founded the Single Mothers Academy. Is that correct?
Yes, Successful Single Mother Academy.
Success for Single Mothers, and is a women's empowerment speaker. How are you today?
I'm great. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good. You know, we're sitting here in New York and the sun is actually out right now. So, you know,
Oh, great.
it's rare for this time of year.
Right. Yes. Over here, I'm in Michigan. We have snow.
Yeah, we got some the other day. Tis the season, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
So, three-time best-selling author. Congratulations. That's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about your books?
So, okay, I'll tell you about the book that hit the bestseller list. So, Pregnant and Alone. That book was written, during a season where my children and I, we found ourselves living in a hotel, and the book came about, really just to help provide a solution to the abandoned pregnant mother community, because they were looking for like closure and healing, So I wrote the book to just help answer some of their questions, to help provide that closure they were looking for, and to move them into a space of healing. The other book, I Am. It is a book of affirmation, decrees, and declaration. I just love, affirmations and saying my decrees and declarations every day. So I wrote the book I Am. Number one, I always wanted my own affirmation book, but I also wrote it because this was the book I used to help shift our life from living in a hotel to getting in our house. And I wanted to use the book to help other single mothers, who may find themselves living in a hotel. I want to teach them how to use their words to shift their whole entire life into that next direction. And the third book, How to Raise Kids Without a Father, and that is really like the overall thing that I do with single mothers. I teach single mothers how to raise their children without the father. And I really wanted to just write the book to share how I'm raising my three children to be successful, and just really bringing healing back, to the single mother community. So, yeah, I birthed these three bestsellers. I have the other book, From Depression to Deliverance. That is my own personal story of how God delivered me from depression and how He healed my heart in 30 days, And I have my other book, The Confidence Sister Handbook. And that book is all about just increasing your confidence and your self-esteem, and really just knowing your worth and value.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely another underserved population is, single mothers. It's a struggle. I was a single mother of two children for quite a while.
Yeah.
I wish I had known about your book then. Probably could have helped me make some gains a little bit faster than I did. I think it's really fantastic that, you take the, personal things and struggles and not only turn them into triumph, but to use those to help others.
Yeah, because when I found myself abandoned while pregnant, the very first thing I did was I turned to Google, trying to look for answers like how do you heal from something like this, and I couldn't find any answers. So I was looking at YouTube, searching for how to heal. No answers. Family and friends, they telling me, "Oh, just get over it. You'll feel better." And so it was a process I had to walk out and just really allow God to just meet me, in my mess and take me through that healing process. And from me going through that, I said, if I went through this, I know it's other single mothers who are looking for this information. They have questions the same way how I had questions. They looking for healing as well. So that's where the idea, to birth the book Pregnant and Alone came about. I said, let me go ahead and take them through the same process that has helped me to, move in a space of healing, getting closure, and understanding. Because when you're abandoned while pregnant, that's something you really have to understand, like what is happening, so that you can move into that place of healing.
It's interesting because I've never actually really heard about anybody talking about the healing of it. I've heard other people, talking about teaching people how to deal with some of the physical parts of it. Making sure you have food, shelter, clothing, jobs, daycare, transportation, and all of that. But the actual healing aspect of it isn't. You're right. It's not really discussed. It's one foot in front of the other. Keep going. And it's interesting that you and I are having this conversation today for me, because I was talking last night to somebody about the moment that I realized that I was okay. Like I made peace with the separation, and not the separation, but I kind of made peace with myself of, this is okay, and I don't need to harp on the whys anymore, where I was able to let go. And for me, that didn't come for years after, and probably because it wasn't really something that was talked about, dealt with, or it took years to even get to a space to think about it, because it was just one foot in front of the other, and the goal and all of the energies went into finances and the day-to-day things that needed to happen. So I think that's fantastic. I think there's a lot more talk about healing in general in this newer, I don't know, climate, I guess. So you do some public speaking as well?
Online.
Online? Is that just through your academy, or is it through other venues and avenues?
Well, so over on my YouTube channel, that's where majority I do, the speaking at over on my YouTube channel. I also do the speaking inside of our Successful Single Mother Academy. And I also have a Successful Single Mother meetup group offline. So when we meet up, I speak at the events as well. But it's majority over on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
What is the YouTube channel for those that are listening and want to check it out?
Oh, it's my name, Taquila Coleman.
Okay. And where are your books available?
All of my books are on Amazon. You can also go to my website, tequilacoleman.com, and click on the tab that says books and order the copy from there.
Great. Yeah, I think those are really fantastic resources. I'm very glad that we're able to have this conversation. I hope that somebody picks up a book and gets some healing from it. Can you tell me a little bit about your academy?
So Successful Single Mother Academy, it's kind of like it was birthed from my books. It just goes more in depth. So Successful Single Mother Academy, we focus on 3 phases. We focus on helping single mothers receive deliverance from depression. We take them through a development phase in motherhood, and then we also launch them out into destiny. So, because one of the major challenges I'm seeing that's coming up in the single mother community is the healing, just really getting over that breakup, getting the closure, finding the answers, and just really just moving into that space of healing, So once we accomplish that goal, then, like I said, we move you into raising your children without the father. Like, how do you actually raise children successfully without their father? And that's exactly what I take them through. I show them exactly what I'm doing with my children. I teach them how to raise boys, and girls, and also how to raise themselves as well as mothers, how to become better women in that whole process. And then we move into the destiny piece. That's all about coming into knowing your purpose. For some single mothers, they still have hope. They still want to get married. So I walk them through that process on, but I used to be married. I walk them through the process on how to find their Mr. Right, how to get in position, how to attract what they are looking for, to them.
Sorry. So what are some of the obstacles that you've encountered in trying to bring this information to people?
Oh, okay. One of the obstacles I encounter on a daily basis is I'm a firm believer in holding the fathers accountable to their children. And so one of the obstacles I always encounter is that I get a lot of pushback from women on why you can't force a man to be a father. So it's really, I'm up against the mindset, changing the mindset because, society has perceived single mothers to be strong. They already have in their mind, we're going to handle everything. We're going to take care of everything. We're strong single mothers, and that may be true, but when you become a parent, you have to move into responsibility. It shouldn't be the mother is just responsible for all of, everything, responsible for the children and picking up the father's weight. No, we got to get back to holding the fathers accountable to their children if we want to see restoration hitting, the single mother community, restoration hitting our family. And so it's really the mindset, just trying to change the mindset around holding fathers accountable. I don't believe in having a deadbeat father.
It's really interesting. I'm surprised to hear that. I mean, I would imagine there's a challenge in actually holding them accountable.
It is.
But, the concept of at least trying. Yeah, that's interesting. I would not have guessed that. Yeah, I mean, single mothers are strong. We are some of the strongest women out there, but we shouldn't have to be.
Right.
We really shouldn't have to be. I know that for me, one of the bigger challenges of being a single mother was absolutely the healing aspect of it. And I think, if there was more of a focus on that first, then all of the rest of the steps would have been so much easier. If so much of my brain space hadn't been taken up in the whys and the hows and the what ifs and the why, then there would have been more space for anything else, whether it was focusing on finances or playing with the kids or whatever. How long ago did you write your first book? Or how long have you been on this journey?
So my first book really, when I wrote my first book, I wasn't doing what I'm doing today. I had just got started, and people were just asking me, where did I get my confidence from? So that's where that book came about. But when I wrote From Depression to Deliverance, I believe that was in 2017. That came from my own personal story of being abandoned while pregnant and just going through that process of deliverance and God healing my heart. And, each book just began to solve the problems I was seeing come up in the single mother community. That's how these books came about.
If you were to guess, how many women do you think you've helped come to a place of healing?
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, because on my YouTube channel, single mother, they leave me comments all the time. Oh, Taquila, your advice helped me so much. And just share with them. I think what's really helping them is them hearing my story and how I navigated that process. And because that gives them hope in knowing, things will work out for them and get better. But we have helped, single mothers. We stopped them from aborting their baby. They find their strength. They become confident. They overcome the fear. So we are making some improvements in the single mother community. Right now, I'm more focused on moving single mothers into like purpose, getting back on their feet. That's what I want to see happening in the single mother community. Just getting out here, pursuing your purpose, building your business, going after your dreams, things of that nature.
That's amazing. What are some of the people or things that inspire you and help you keep going?
The single mothers. What inspires me is each time when I hear a testimony. Like the other day, it was a single mother. She left a comment on my YouTube channel, and she commented on a video that helped her. It changed her life. It actually, she left a comment because of that video. She chose to keep her baby. And she had all these fears, at that time, but none of the fears came to pass. So when I see and when I get these type of testimonies, it gives me like strength. It gives me that motivation, encouragement to keep going. Because sometimes we have our moments where we just like, okay, forget it. But when I get the testimonies, I say, okay, so it's working. Let me keep going, keep inspiring, keep telling my story, because I'm really passionate about changing the single mother community. I really believe, no single mother should go through life alone. No single mother should be suffering in silence. I really don't like, I get a lot of emails from single mothers who are living in hotels. That hurts my heart. So I really want to change the single mother community, and I'm motivated by it. Until I see the change happening, I think I'm going to continue to keep doing it until I see, like a dramatic change happen in the single mother community.
That's great. So when you're not, saving the world one single mother at a time, what do you do in your downtime?
I'm with my kids. I have 3 children. So I have a 6-year-old little girl and an 8-year-old son and a 17-year-old. So my downtimes, I'm with my majority of my 2 little ones. They keep me busy. Outside of my children, I'm working. I'm a workaholic.
Spoken like a true single mother.
Yeah. It's like the kids will work.
That's great. Your kids must be very, very proud of you, if they even understand yet.
They actually do, because, like I was saying, when I teach the single mothers how I raise my children, so I point out in my children their gifts and talents. I see in them. So, for example, my daughter, she's 6 years old. She's very creative. I think at the age of 3, she was designing her own earrings and bracelets. So I tell her, you're going to be my little fashion designer. My 8-year-old son, whatever his hands touch, he fix. So I call him Mr. Fix It. And I tell him, you're going to fix things when you get older. I'm sure once you get older, I'm going to see other things manifested in him. And my 17-year-old son, he's my CEO. So I tell him, because he has multiple gifts, and talent. And I speak identity. I call it identity. I speak identity and purpose in my children. And, and so they know who they are. That's one thing when we talk about like healing that father wound, my children, they don't have to go through like they won't have to be raised with a father wound, because I'm speaking identity into them. I'm telling them this is who you are, this is who you would be. They're already getting that love from the mom, and I make sure I keep them like my 17-year-old. I make sure I keep him surrounded by mentors and keep him connected to like sports events and things, things of that nature. So yeah, they are inspired because they really know what I'm doing in my business. They when they see me, writing another book, they get excited. They're like, oh, okay, Mommy, how many books is this one? They get really excited. So they really are hands-on in my business too with me.
That's good. That's important. I think that's extremely important. You know, I mean, unfortunately, my kids aren't too interested in my business. However, my son, who will be 21 in a couple of weeks, and my daughter, who will be 16 a few weeks after that, are both a part of the foundation. So they get an opportunity to see some of the good work that we're doing with this. Because, you know, I think that we heal through our children too, you know, by, you know, making them slightly more prepared than we may have been.
And you know, you just caused me to remember something. My daughter, she's my third child. When I gave birth to her, her name is Miracle. She really is a miracle. Because when I gave birth to her, I didn't know I was suffering from postpartum depression. And one thing I did know, I said I wasn't really connecting or bonding with my boy. But when I had my daughter, it was as if she opened my heart back up to love, you know. And I was like, wow, because God uses her. She was the strength, you know, that kept pushing me when we were living in a hotel. You know, she would say, come on, mommy, we got work to do. Come on, mommy, you know, time to get up. So it's like the little ways how God uses or speaks to my children. I'm like, wow, okay. You know, you can look at the situation and see, you know, okay, she were abandoned while pregnant, but I see the blessings in it as well. You know, love came out of it. You know, I birthed a book out. I mean, not a book, a business out of it. You know, my children, they are involved in it. You know, so yeah, children, they are a blessing. They are a blessing.
How many people does your academy serve?
You saying like overall, like just overall?
Yeah.
It serves everyone, like whoever, you know, it's for all single mothers, you know, who find themselves in that situation. And let me just say, even if you're not a single mother, you know, if you're just a woman, because I really focus a lot on healing and building up your self-esteem and confidence. So, because I also have women who's not mothers, you know, they more so sign up for my one-on-one sessions, but it serves, you know, all single mothers, you know, who are looking to heal, be delivered from depression, want to get back on track, you know, get their life back on track and headed in the right direction. Yeah.
So, you know, let's say that we have a single mother, recently single mother that's watching this right now. What would be the first piece of advice that you would have for a woman in that situation?
Mm-hmm. So what type of single mother is she? Is she
just recently single mother, you know,
okay.
in that normal state of uncertainty and pain, and you know, what would you say is the first step towards healing?
Yeah, well, the first step towards healing is really getting a better understanding of yourself. You know, like most single mothers deal with loneliness. So when you understand yourself, and I'm really big on like the affectionate, when you understand yourself and why this loneliness is showing up, you know, then you're able to heal it. So, you know, if she's a newly single mom, excuse me, looking to heal, you know, first thing is you want to begin to identify, okay, what am I dealing with? Is it resentment? You know, is it, you know, a broken heart? Is it, you know, I have this fear of being a single mom and I'm not sure if I can do this on my own. You got to begin to identify, you know, what are you dealing with? Because that's going to help you to understand, you know, like how to start this healing process. So, like I said, begin to identify it, what you're dealing with, what you're facing. And I'm just a firm believer in, I believe in God. So I believe, you know, when you understand and know where your help comes from, all fear goes away. There's nothing to fear. That's one thing. There's nothing to fear, you know, when we talk about being a single mom. I don't care if you're a single mom or 10. When you know where your help comes from, there's nothing to fear because God, you know, He has your back. He's your provider. He's your healer. He's your deliverer. You know, you just got to believe on that level.
Your affirmations, are they inspired by any particular person? Are they, based on religious teachings? Are they just something that you feel from yourself?
My affirmation and decrees, they are inspired by when I was living in the hotel, because these were the affirmation and decrees that I was saying every day. So when I was going through this season of being homeless, right? You know, I'm just being honest right here. My mind was tormented with suicidal thoughts. So the only thing that caused me to feel better was saying my affirmation decrees and also helping a single mom, right? So I have affirmation and decrees in here that I would say. I would say things like, I decree, God is shifting me from struggling to ease, from worry to rest. It made me feel better. My life is shifting from living in a hotel to being in my house. And I actually manifested that, within like a 10-month time period. So I'm a firm believer in, the power of our word, and I do have some affirmations in the book. They're not all like based around like the spiritual concept. I have affirmations that say I'm a queen, just affirming who you are. I'm confident, I'm talented, I'm smart, I'm successful. However way you see yourself, just affirm it. Okay? Because for most single moms that I deal with, they are up under heavy judgment and shame. So we want to take that shame, take that judgment, and begin to speak the opposite. And that's what, the book I Am is all about.
That's amazing. I love that. Thank you for that. Can you, do you have anything else that we're missing? Did I get did I hit on all of your things?
Yeah, you got everything. I do want to just say this, because, like I said, I'll just say this. So one of the affirmations I have been saying all the last year, prior to the year before, is that God is doing a new thing in the single mother community. I really believe 2022 is the year where God is doing a new thing in the single mother community. He is vindicating single mother. This is the year where the hardship, the struggle will go away. And we are being shifted into a land called ease, rest, prosperity, wealth, okay? So I like to speak that, okay? Because again, our words are powerful, but this is the year 2022 is the year of double favor, double blessing, double grace, double joy, coming upon the single mother community.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel that. And I think that you are absolutely right. There's a lot of new things coming in 2022, and I mean, I'm not a single mother anymore in the sense that I'm remarried, but I'm a single mother in the sense that I still have to deal with my ex because we have a child in common, and even in that situation, which is we split up in 11 years ago. So it's been 11 years of doing this, and I even see a shift in those dealings. So it's very interesting, and I think you're absolutely onto something. So I will do my best to help manifest that for the single mother community as well.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time. I think that what you're doing is absolutely fantastic. I did not really expect that our conversation was going to be really focused on that first step of healing. Because like I said, I haven't actually encountered anyone that's trying to help single mothers in that way. So, kudos to you for everything that you're doing. We're going to make sure to have links to your books available and your website. So anybody that's watching this that would like a little bit more information or who would like to schedule some sessions with Tequila, you'll have access to that. And thank you again for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're
I
very
enjoyed
welcome.
it.
All right, bye now.